Hey guys, I'm Saga from TechWorks, and this is my full review of the Moto X Style. When you look at the design, this phone follows the footsteps of last year's Moto X. It has the same metal rim around the device, similar curve to the back, and we still have the Moto dimple at the back. It's just got a bit bigger, but that's not a bad thing at all. The metal rim gives it a very premium feel. Combining this with the rubberized textured curved back helps you get a better grip on the phone. Depending on where you live, you might be able to customize the phone in the Moto Maker according to your liking. Sadly, the Moto Maker is not yet available in India, so here we are stuck with just the white or black colored option. In spite of having a 5.7-inch display, it has a surprisingly manageable form factor. Thanks to the very thin bezels all around, the Moto X Style is narrower than most of the phones in the market. The 5.7-inch TFT LCD screen has a resolution of 2560 by 1440 pixels, which means a pixel density of 520 pixels per inch. All of this is protected by Gorilla Glass 3. While it's not an AMOLED panel like the previous Moto X smartphones, it is still a great display. Colors are vibrant and saturated, and you get wide viewing angles. It's a nice bright display, but sometimes while using it in direct sunlight, I wished it was a bit brighter. Making its way back are the dual front-facing stereo speakers, placed at the top and bottom of the screen. These speakers sound amazing, and because they are facing towards you, you get a very immersive experience while playing games and watching videos. On the face of this phone, you also have various sensors, thanks to which you can view your notifications or time with just a wave of your hand. These notifications are made available in a low power mode. This feature would have been more effective with an AMOLED display panel. Nevertheless, it's still a great feature to have. Internally, this phone is packing a hexa-core Snapdragon 808 processor, Adreno 418 GPU, 3GB of RAM, and it's available in 16, 32 and 64GB of onboard storage, with an option to expand it by another 128GB via microSD card. Now that the phones with Snapdragon 820 processor are available in the market, the Moto X Style with a Snapdragon 808 might seem a bit outdated. But let me assure you that this phone flies through anything and everything you throw at it. All the applications and games open and run very smoothly on this phone. Motorola has done a great job of optimizing the hardware in a way that it always gives you the best performance irrespective of the tasks which you are performing. I have been using this phone together with the Nexus 6P, which has a slightly better CPU and GPU, but I can hardly see any difference in the performance. Both are equally fast. With all of this going around, you also get usual connectivity options like Bluetooth, GPS, dual band Wi-Fi, NFC, and LTE. This Moto X Style was running Android 5.1.1 out of the box, but very soon after the launch of Android Marshmallow, I got the OTA update on this device. Motorola smartphones are almost always second in line to the Nexus devices when it comes to software updates. This is because they are running almost pure Android OS. Other than a couple of Motorola apps, there is no bloatware on this smartphone. A few apps that Motorola adds assist you to manage all the connected Motorola devices and to get most out of your smartphone sensors by adding features like twisting the phone to get to the camera app, making a chopping gesture to quickly turn the flash on and off, and waving your hand above the display to view the time or notifications that you might have received. The Marshmallow update has added a few welcome features to this phone, Google Now on tap, individual app permissions, and those being some of the major ones. Thanks to 3GB of RAM and stock Android, this phone performs extremely well and multitasking is a breeze on it. The 21MP Sony sensor in the rear camera of this phone is a huge leap from the 13MP camera of the previous generation Moto X. Motorola claims it to be the best camera they have put in any device yet, and they are right. It's the best camera on any Motorola smartphone, but not the best camera on smartphones in general. The interface of the camera app is very basic, and my overall experience with the camera of this phone was not noteworthy. I have a separate video where I cover the camera of the Moto X Style in depth. I'll link that video in the description section. Make sure you take time to watch that video as well. The front-facing camera has a 5MP sensor with f2.0 aperture. You now have a LED flash for the front-facing camera as well. If your selfie game is strong, then this might come in handy in darker lighting conditions. It's not a bad camera by any means, and it can deliver amazing results while shooting in appropriate lighting conditions. Images just don't feel like they have been taken with a 21MP sensor. Due to the lack of optical image stabilization, images start to take a hit as light starts to go down. My guess is that the image processing is not refined enough to take complete advantage of the camera hardware. Hopefully this can be fixed with a software update. It's enough of an improvement if you are coming from previous Moto X devices, but if camera is the most important feature of a smartphone for you, then there are some better options available in the market. The 3000 mAh battery easily gives you a day's worth of usage out of it, even if you are a power user. But if for some reason the battery runs out in the middle of the day, you don't have to worry as this phone supports fast charging. The turbocharger that comes along with it can fully charge the Moto X Style in under 90 minutes. If you are in a hurry, then the turbocharger can add up to 10 hours of battery life in just 15 minutes of charging. It's just amazing. You can check out the video where I compare the fast charger with various other chargers to see how fast it actually is. There are only two things which I don't like about the Moto X Style. First one is the weak camera, which I think should have been a lot better considering the price of this phone. And the second one is the lack of fingerprint sensor to unlock it. When I see so many smartphones these days, even in a lower price bracket than this, coming with a fingerprint sensor, I really wish the Moto X Style also had it. But even with these two shortcomings, the Moto X Style, with its new lower price point in India, is one of the best and fastest smartphone you can get right now. The 5.7-inch QHD screen with very thin bezels, combined with dual front-facing stereo speakers, gives you amazing experience while playing games and watching videos. The near stock Android operating system and quick updates makes this phone more desirable. The solid metal frame around the device makes it look robust, and with water repellent nano coating, this is one of the better smartphones in the market right now. That is it for this video guys. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and also subscribe for more cool videos like this. You can also check out some of the other videos on this channel. This is Sagar and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.